mean, this is ludicrous. It's only 3 milliseconds. I moved it up to 12 milliseconds. And tonight we have rock malin level mosquitoes. It's been raining so much. Do some average stack. I haven't focused yet or anything else. This is like a 12 millisecond exposure of Lagoon Nebula. Mainly the cluster. But it's going to have to get a little bit darker before I can see more than nebulosity. We're in the notch in the trees between one oak tree and a pine tree. Okay. Maybe I'll close the door and the mosquitoes won't come in. Fat chance. It's the most sensitive. I forget what Rock says the sensitivity is, but it's insane. It's like 8,000 millivolt. I wonder if I could put, let me go back to, see if I can focus on that star at the tip of Lambda, Sagittarius.
Telescope slewing to target.
Oh, I got to stop the stacking because.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay, let me put my Batinov mask on. It's pretty close, but. Yeah, it's darn close. Okay, let me get the electric focuser. Wrong way. The atmosphere is not the most stable tonight. Okay, so let me pull that off. Okay. Now, pull up the mask, center the mask, and then I want to do a sync.
Telescope synced.
Let me go back to
Telescope slewing to target.
back to Lagoon.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay, so let's see if I can go with a little bit longer exposure. Hey, Rusty. See, now I'm at what? Let me go to 30 milliseconds. So let me change that. Erase, bam, bam. Okay. Let me do some average to help smooth it out. I mean, the sky is still pretty darn blue out there, and this target is 31 degrees. I haven't had a chance to use cameras for just about a month. Yeah, hopefully not, Rusty. That would be great if you could do objects side by side. What does SkyTool say as far as when is it going to be dark tonight? Completely dark from 8:38. And what time is it now? 7 o'clock. That's because the moon's up. I mean, this is crazy to have an exposure this of this length. Boy, I feel like I'm at rocks with these mosquitoes, guys. They are unbelievable tonight.
Telescope slew into target.
Let's see if that's in the dome.
Telescope slew complete.
Let me change the title. This is M22. Okay, erase. Lagoon. Let me go back to my orange. 2 text. M22. It's gains at 50%, and boy, there's so many political phone calls lately. 30 milliseconds. So let's see what a stack. I'm gonna do an average stack of 5. I need to increase the exposure. Let me stop the stacking. It's ridiculous, Rusty. That, and then I guess people now with Medicare renewals, and it's unbelievable. Let me increase this exposure. I'm at 30 milliseconds. Let me go to 75 milliseconds. And an average. Erase. Pink. 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 75. not bad at all for less than 1/10 of a second. And I have all of the parameters set to default. Bit depth is at 8. Color balance, everything is at default. Of course, with a monochrome camera, the only thing you can adjust is contrast and gamma. Frame rate I have to low. Flip and rotate are not engaged. Region of interest is at full region. Digital binning, I do not have digital binning in. With this small sensor, it really doesn't pay to use digital binning, so I'm at level 1. Histogram, I could probably maybe raise the black a little to 15. Let's see what happens. It's going to take a while to catch up with the average stack of 5. And I have no dark field correction, flat field correction. Black level I have at 0. Again, I'm using an average stack of 5. And what else? That's the raw. What I like about this software, Rusty, is you can easily go to a negative. And then back to a positive. Sharpness, I have sharpness at 0. I'll leave it there for now. Is it getting dark enough that maybe I could pick up some more Lagoon? Let me go back to Lagoon before it gets too low.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay, well, thanks for trying.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay, so I'm gonna move it over. Let's see if I can maybe push. Go to 200 milliseconds. That would be 2/10 of a second. And then do some average. 2/10. Move the histogram to about 35, 40. And then do average stacking. So what did I say? This is exposure has 200 milliseconds, or 2/10 of a second. Bam. 200 milliseconds. 2/10 of a second exposure. That's pretty impressive for that shorter exposure. 1/5 of a second. I do have the full MFR-5, both parts, installed on the camera. I'm guessing I'm down in the f3.5 range. Well, let me change this back to Lagoon. Click, 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 orange, text. Back to Lagoon. Oh, and I forgot to I should have been capturing. Capture, auto capture. Okay. So I'm auto capturing an image like every 30 seconds and sticking it into a folder. Let me see if I can adjust the histogram. Maybe a little bit more in the black, go up to 50 maybe. Right now, for me, it is at 30 degrees. And it's in a gap between a big water oak and a pine tree, both in my neighbor's yard. I was really hoping that he would have let me take that water oak out, but he would not. Let me move this down a hair. Okay, and then now let me go back to the average stack. So now I'm doing average stacking of 5. I'm going to go to Trifid next. I didn't apply a dark either, so there are some little specks, but I really wanted to try some galaxies, so I have a list of galaxies to possibly look at. Let's see, so we're now there, and the Trifid is close, so click, click, M20 Trifid. Boy, mosquitoes are having a field day in here. Bump.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay, there's the Trifid. Let me go back to the defaults on that. Hey, Dewey. Yeah, glad to be here. Let's see, maybe a little bit more than a quarter. Let me go to a little bit longer exposure. Maybe I can push it out. Let's go to let me go to 300 milliseconds. 300 milliseconds. Well, I hope they're not spraying for mosquitoes. I am on an approach to a little regional small plane airport. Okay, so this is now Trifid, and the exposure time was what? 300. So change that to 300 milliseconds. And the exposure, save that, and then let's go eraser again, and then go to Trifid. Okay, here it is. What I can do, if I can do anything to help tweak this out any. sharpness. What if I push up the sharpness? I got it on that MacBook Pro that when I had bought the reconditioned MacBook Pro. I put it on there and it works very well. In fact, I just upgraded the operating system on the MacBook Pro to Mojave, I think is their latest operating system. Let me see, I'm going to raise the sharpness to 100%. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to, let's see, that. Let me get the eraser and let me get the, let me try it again. 100%. Okay, 100% sharpness. Okay, there. And then I'm going to go back to Trifid. Okay. You see how blue the sky still is. There's still a lot of moon glow to the west. Okay, so let's that's a single frame. Let's move up to Omega.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
That doesn't look right. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. That's, what is that I went to? Oh, that's a star cluster. Let me go to Omega. How about Omega? Yeah, click on that.
Telescope slewing to target.
That looks better.
Telescope slew complete.
And yeah, I'm right in the slot. Okay. I will try. Let me change the title of what we are looking at. And so this is Swan. S-W-A-N. Okay. So now let's see. Default histogram. Bring that down to, you want 100 spread? 100 spread. Let me change the sharpness to 50%. And go back to average stacking. Okay, so now, okay, let's see what happens. Erase. Sharpness 50%. Okay. So that's what happens doing when you go to a 100-point spread on the histogram. I'm from where is it? Where's the histogram? Histogram. Yeah, I'm from 0 to 100 in the histogram. Everything else is default as far as contrast and brightness. Sharpness is now at 50%. And this is a 0.3 of a second exposure. Now I am average stacking 5 to smooth it out. And again, I have not added a dark to help get rid of any of the warm pixels, but I'm pretty pleased with this image. Yes, it does. I mean, when you look at, I'm going to turn off this. Uh-oh. I can't turn the stack off. Something's stuck. It looks like it froze up. Something happened. Oh, now it turned off. See, that is the raw 0.3 of a second exposure. I might add that the atmosphere tonight is not that stable. We still have some turbulence from the remnants of the storm that went through. But let me throw back on to the average stack. There it is. And let's see what happens. Something happened. It's not, there it is. It's starting to, oh, I didn't go with the, let me set the affinity. Details on okay. So now I just set the a single processor. I'm sacrificing watching Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. Let me see, what's next would be Eagle. Eagle would be right above this. Too bad Big Bang Theory is coming to an end this season. I wish Jim Parsons had decided to keep going because I love watching that show. So I've turned that off. Now let's go to the Eagle. Slew to it. Okay.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Eagle's dead center, and let's start the stacking. Okay, let me see if I'm how it is relative to the shutter dome opening. Okay. Let me change target name to Eagle, and you already got the pillars of creation showing up. Click. Bump. 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 G-L-E. How about Eagle? Wish I could spell E-A-G-L-E. Okay. Bump. Okay. If you go to YouTube and search for Waning Moon 2 Observatory, you'll get the link to the live all sky broadcast, because it's basically running 24/7. I'm going to see if I can change the exposure. This is 0.3 of a second. Let's go to half second. Okay. So let's change that to click, 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 click. 500 milliseconds. Okay, I'm going to raise the black a little bit, maybe to 15. Using MCV1, Dewey. It's a composite video stream. What I like is with the wireless menu adjuster, I can sit inside in front of my computer and sit there and tweak away and make adjustments without having to be out by the camera. So if somebody mounted one of those cameras up on, say, a pole or on their roof, they would be able to make adjustments without having to physically be at the camera. Now with the half second, I'm starting to see the warm pixels show up. Rock said 100 meters, but the problem is I couldn't get it to work from the house to the observatory because I have my shop building in between. I haven't tried to walk across the yard and see if I could get it to work. I could call it up on my iPhone and look at the channel while I'm walking around and see if I can make the adjustments. That would be an interesting test. Oh, 30 feet? Yeah, that's fine. Right now, my camera is about 25 feet away from where I make the adjustments and going through a wall of the observatory. Let me see if I can find a dark. Man. Yes. Yep. Dark field correction. Do I have any? Import. Desktop. Do I have any dark fields for a well, you know what, folks? I'm going to have to take a dark. Yeah, well, I have vinyl siding on my observatory, so that's not an issue. Let me get my black cloth. I can find, oh no, I can put the cap on it. Oh man, to be about 6 inches taller. Oh, God. Okay. So let's stop the stacking. Okay. So let me go to about I'm gonna go to 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds. And I'm gonna capture I'm gonna capture some darks. It's already got them, huh? Okay. Export DS287m. And that's on the desktop. Save, and let me then where is it? Enable. Okay. Some enabling. Okay, caps off. Obviously, a 2-second exposure is too much. Okay. So let's go back to, where were we before? 500? It's 500 milliseconds with the dark applied, and now I'm going to go to average. Okay. So let me put that little note somewhere on there so I will remember. What color do I want that to be? Running out of colors. Okay, dark field applied. Okay, there it is. Maybe I'll lower this. Okay. Not bad for a half-second exposure. Now, considering the field of view, does somebody have something they would like to look at? Let's see. think to go to 6781 will be a meridian flip. Oh, where's the mosquito? It's still pretty high. Okay.
Telescope slewing to target.
Oh, I gotta turn off the stack.
Telescope slew complete.
Ooh, there's M30. Okay, so let's get it to the center. East and west will be reversed. So swap east and west. Okay, so this is change the title. Bump, bump, bump. Title, title. Doing what I did is I bought, what do they call it, all sky camera uploader from the Moonglow Technologies, the people that used to make an all sky camera. And with it, I can save images every, say, minute into a folder. And then I can use time-lapse tool, which is free, and create time-lapse videos. Let me get the exposure down to something reasonable. Let's go down to 150 milliseconds. And then start the averaging. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't want auto exposure. No. God. 150 milliseconds. Hit the wrong button. What did I do? And the gain was 25. Gain's 25. That's okay. And now I want to go to average stack. Okay. So now this is 150 milliseconds. Erase, erase. Yes, I will. Send me an email, and I will give you a link. There's a couple of versions of time lapse tool. There's a free one, and then there's like an intermediate one that was like 60 or 70 bucks that offered more ways of saving files. And then there was like a professional one that was a lot more expensive. I got the middle one for like 60 or 70 bucks. And those few time-lapse videos that are on Rock Mallin's All Sky Camera page, if he still has them there, were done. Okay, Rusty. See you later. So this is time dash lapse tool. Time lapse tool is a dash in there. I gave Simon Hamner a link to that too, and Simon's been using that for creating time lapse videos for solar. Last night when Rusty went to this, he had never, I don't know if he had ever looked at this before, but I remember observing this years ago while being attacked by mosquitoes. And I told him, I says, this reminds me of a mosquito's head with the curving row here, there, and there. If you look at a photo of a mosquito, this definitely looked like a mosquito's head to me. And I'm comparing it to the ones that are biting me right now. Let's see, how good is my alignment? Let's see, bump, let's go center. Okay, let me stop this. The problem we've had, Graham, is it's had so much rain. It's been raining almost every day. And now that it's stopped raining, all the mosquito eggs are hatching, and we're getting it now. So let me sync on what is going on, M30. Sync.
Telescope synced.
Hey, Doug. Glad you could drop on in. Okay. Let's see. That is. Yes, it's actually clear here as opposed to what you have going through up there. Let's see. I just synced on M30. Where's helix? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the helix. Helix? Rusty got it pretty nicely last night. I'm gonna try it. What the heck?
Telescope slewing to target.
Gonna move the dome for now, for sure.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. So let me stop the stack. Whoa. Is it there? Let me try a longer exposure than 150 milliseconds. May need more than that. Let's see. Not seeing any of it. Wow, maybe it's too big for the field of view in this little sensor. Yeah, I'm going for a helix, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Let me go to 6781, see if it shows up. Let me do a search. Bump. NGC 6781. Search. More object information. Action menu. Slew 2.
Telescope slewing to target.
No, I've been waiting for that.
Telescope slew complete.
Let's see what's going on. Okay, I give up. Six, 781. More object information. Let me go to the atlas because it interactive atlas. And it should be in the atlas. So where's the atlas? I don't know where it went, but it shouldn't go to 6781. Keela's there. Okay. Okay.